Good afternoon, everybody. And welcome to the Board of Trustees regular meeting for the Washoe County School District on this January 27th, 2026 at 2:06 p.m. I'm Adam Mayberry, and I'm the new president of the board, so be with me. See, I already messed up. Stay with me. A little nervous behind here, flying in the left seat, but I got a good crew, so thank you. Happy to be here. Let's go to item 1.02, which is a roll call from Clerk Hall.
And I'm learning too. All right. I am present. President Mayberry.
I'm here.
Dr. Nicolette.
Good afternoon.
Trustee Phoenix.
Present.
Trustee Smith.
Here.
Trustee Westlake.
Here.
And Trustee Vice President Woodley is absent. Thank you.
But excused, yeah.
Absent, excused. Thank you. And student trustee Peyton Weir is with us today.
Present.
Thank you for being here. Maya was unable to join us today, so we appreciate you stepping in. Oh, we have quorum.
Outstanding. Thank you, Clerk Hall. And with that, 1.03 is the Pledge of Allegiance with our student representative today, Peyton. Peyton, can you tell us a little bit about what school you go to and a little bit about yourself?
I go to Reno High. I'm a junior, and I am a co-leader of Student Voice at Reno High. I really enjoy it.
Go Huskies.
That's great. Well, thank you, Peyton. We'll try not to bore you. Class of 27, right? Good luck. So would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, we're all learning. We're all learning together. That's why we go to school. 1.04 is our land acknowledgement. We had a special session to approve our fiscal year 27 budget earlier this morning, and it was the first time we read the land acknowledgement in its new form. I'd ask Trustee Phoenix, who's a member of our Paiute community, to take a look at what we've been saying. It's just been kind of long. We haven't really changed it for a while, so he took a stab at it and kind of streamlined it. It has the same message. It's important, has the same impact, same value. So I'd like Trustee Phoenix to read the land acknowledgement, please.
All right. Pisha Yongona, Nu Manina, Mashina Manina, No Koyui Tukara. So I'm James Phoenix. I'm from the Primitive Paiute tribe, and I'll read the acknowledgement. We acknowledge that the Washoe County School District schools and communities are situated on the traditional homelands of the three major tribes of the Great Basin Native American peoples, including the Northern Paiute, Washoe, and Shoshone tribes. We honor their ancestors past and present and recognize these lands as a continued gathering place for communities. We express our respect and gratitude for the opportunity to live, work, and learn here in Nevada, Washoe County. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Phoenix. Appreciate that. Now we're going to move to item 1.05. We're proud to have a ceremonial swearing in of Washoe County School District Police Officer. Our school police chief, Shauna Baker, will conduct a ceremonial swearing in of our new Washoe County School District School Police Officer, Caden McGuire. And we'll give the floor to Chief Baker. Thank you. And then when we're done with the swearing in, we'll pause for a brief photo. Thank you.
President Mayberry, trustees, Superintendent Ernst, thank you for this time at this board meeting. Officer Caden McGuire was born and raised in the Sparks community and is a graduate of Edward C. Reed High School. He comes from a large family with a strong tradition of public service, which helped shape his commitment to integrity, responsibility, and service to others. Officer McGuire began his law enforcement career with the Reno Police Department, where he developed a foundation in policing practices and public safety. He is now transitioning to the Washoe County School District Police Department to continue serving the community in a school-based environment. From a young age, Officer McGuire aspired to a career in law enforcement. Known for his bright potential, strong ethical values, and genuine respect for others, he brings sincerity, professionalism, and charisma to every interaction. He is grateful for the opportunity to serve the students, staff, and families of the Washoe County School District, and we are so proud to bring him aboard with us today. Officer McGuire, please come up here. Okay, face me. Raise your right hand. Make sure they can hear me. I state your name.
I, Caden Robert McGuire,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect,
and
and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and government
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and government
of the State of Nevada,
of the State of Nevada,
and the regulations of the Washoe County School District,
and the regulations of the Washoe County School District,
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
whether domestic or foreign,
whether domestic or foreign,
and that I will bear true faith,
and I will bear true faith,
allegiance, and loyalty
allegiance, and loyalty
to the same,
to the same,
any ordinance,
any ordinance,
resolution,
resolution,
or law of any state
or law of any state,
notwithstanding,
notwithstanding,
and that I will faithfully perform
and that I will faithfully perform
all duties
all duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
on which I am about to enter.
in which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Excellent. Congratulations. Please come sign, sir, your official oath.
And Officer McGuire, you're welcome to say a few words.
Oh, yes.
You can,
All right, to the
yeah,
mic.
yeah, thank you, yeah.
Few words.
Thank you.
Just a few words.
Just a few.
And let us know who's in the audience with you. Looks like you might have some loved ones.
Yeah.
Perfect. As we just said, I'm Officer Kane McGuire now. This is my family right here, my big family. With my mom, my siblings, my stepdad, and kind of some other people. Yeah. I just want to say I appreciate all of you and thank you for being here for this moment.
Of course.
Well,
And,
thank you for being part of this.
Yes, sir.
or Pijat Tabino, sorry.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being part of this organization, Officer McGuire. Welcome, and welcome to your family. Thanks for sharing this special moment. We're going to pause briefly and bring you up and take a picture.
Yes.
JJ, I got to work the,
Right, exactly.
All right, congratulations, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. So we're at 2.01 now, the approval of the consent agenda for items 2.02 through 2.13. We'll take these in a block vote. When we're done with that, I am going to move item 3.05 to the top of the items for just presentation, discussion, information. We have some guests in the gallery. I don't want to have them wait, so if you can, we'll do that if nobody objects. Item 2.01 is approval of the consent agenda. I did not get any request to remove any items, but it doesn't mean that I don't have comments on it. So we'll go ahead and see Trustee Smith's lights on. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. So not pulling any items, but I do have a general comment and a kudos to the team on item 2.07. I want to thank the team very much for the revision to this item and the partnership and continuing to work with us on some of these areas as well. So just a general thank you and a recognition of your work. Thanks.
Thank you, Trustee Smith. Appreciate that very much. Going to call for public comment on the approval of the consent item. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to start looking at the lights. Trustee Westlake, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Totally ignoring this
I
line,
know.
President Mayberry, but that's okay. I too wanted to thank our team for 2.07 and meeting with myself and Trustee Smith. After talking to them, not that I didn't think this way to begin with, I know our teams work very hard to strive to do better and accomplish more than probably is possible in the time that they have during the day. But I feel really confident that they are working hard to improve the process of item 2.07, which is basically the construction management, because we have so much of that now and moving forward with the FMP. And I really appreciate them being willing to hear and to open up a discussion. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. No, and Clerk Hall.
Super quick, also not pulling anything, but for everyone who's watching, one of the things that we celebrated during our budget work session was the ability to keep supporting our students in our dual enrollment, and we have 2 items in this consent agenda to continue to work with UNR and TMCC for our dual enrollment. And I just want to really, really applaud our leadership team at the district for making sure that that stays an item in our budget. I know how much our students appreciate the opportunity to take those dual enrollment classes. And so I know that was a conversation that we had to potentially not pay for those classes anymore. And I think it's just incredible. And so I am so excited. I was so excited to see that item that we're continuing that. So thank you.
Yeah, that's a good point. I echo that. Clerk Hall, more than $500,000 in paying for those tuition and allowing our students to get dual credit. So that is pretty remarkable. Thank you. Seeing no other lights on, no other comments, could I get any public comment?
I have no cards for consent.
No cards. Okay, great. Thank you. Looking for a motion.
I can make one. I move that the Board of Trustees approve consent agenda items 2.02 to 2.13.
Second.
Okay, got a motion to approve the consent agendas from item 2.02 to 2.13. Motion by Clerk Cole, second by Trustee Smith. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, trustees. And we will now go to our items of presentation, discussion, information, and/or action items. We are going to hear a presentation item, 3.05. This is a presentation and discussion highlighting our community partnerships to include the Community Health Alliance, the Food Bank of Northern Nevada, Care Solace, and the Reno Rotary, and how they support student academic achievement. Again, this is presentation and discussion only. And with us is Dr. Paul Lamarca, Chief Student Services Officer, and Rochelle Morello, Director of Intervention Department. Welcome both to you.
Thank you, President Mayberry, Superintendent Ertz, members of the board. Great opportunity. For the record, my name is Paul Lamarca. I'm the Chief Student Services Officer. And as our president just said, this is Rochelle Murillo, our Director of Intervention. We are going to talk about some of our partnerships today, just a couple of them, and this is certainly not an exhaustive list. Our strategic plan, Pillar B, is really important, and it talks about the need to strengthen and expand family, community, and school partnerships, really all toward improving academic outcomes for students. And so we're going to talk about Food Bank of Northern Nevada a little bit, Community Health Alliance, Care Solace, and the Rotary Club of Reno.
Okay, it is my honor to talk to you a little bit about Food Bank of Northern Nevada, one of our most important partners in our school district. They provide us food for our families, supplemental food for our families to ensure that they have sustainable access to food. We know that hungry children cannot learn, and we are so happy to highlight the work of Food Bank of Northern Nevada in Nevada and Washoe County. Their mission is feeding the hungry today and solving hunger for tomorrow through community partnership. I'd like to recognize Nicole Lamboli, their president and CEO. I'll have her stand up really quick so she can wave. I think you all know her. Her work and dedication to our community is so appreciated. Through many of our different partnerships, they have provided us food across Washoe County. We currently have 37 food pantries that are located in schools, some of which are run by Family Resource Center staff, some are run by communities and schools staff, and some are run by school social workers, school counselors. They provide perishable and non-perishable foods for our families. And I have to tell you, so they have provided over 23 million meals last year, but since 2021 here in Washoe County, they've provided 1.4 million meals in our county. And they've provided meals to 45,774 families in Washoe County alone. And for that, we want to recognize the work of Food Bank of Northern Nevada, one of our most incredible partners, and we appreciate them.
I'm really excited to talk to you a little bit about Community Health Alliance, and we have some esteemed guests again here for the presentation. We've mentioned this to you in the fall when we were highlighting some kind of emerging partnerships. And last spring, Mr. Kazmierski actually sat down with Community Health Alliance and us and sort of got this concept rolling. We had a little bit of a launch late last spring. But Mr. Gillum, Mr. Delgado, they approached us again this fall, and we have a very exciting pilot program right now serving students in the Sparks area, 5 of our schools. They are providing same-day appointments for medical needs. That includes dental services. And it's really sort of aimed at reducing chronic absenteeism, but it's really ultimately providing access to families so that kind of a concern does not affect access to high quality instruction. So it's a great partnership. It is slow moving. The partnership is really with our school nursing staff. We've made lots of referrals. Families are following through, but a lot of families are reluctant still at times. So we're working through those kind of hurdles. I'm very excited because I think there might be some additional services and areas for partnership with Community Health Alliance. They, by the way, partner with us in a variety of other ways, like with vaccination clinics. They've got some ideas around some mobile services that we think would be just great for our community. So we do want to acknowledge Oscar Delgado, the Chief Executive Officer, and Casey Gillum, the Chief Financial Officer, I believe, And maybe there's a third person as well. And Megan is here as well. So that's this pilot. Thank you. Care Solace. As you will remember, at least some of you, because you were here when we had it, we had a partnership with Care Solace for about a year and a half, and then last year we did not have that partnership, and there were some reasons for that. Again, and he's not here to take credit for this, but Mr. Kazmierski is in the middle of this. Mr. Kazmierski approached the city of Reno knowing that they had some funding through opioid grant and talked to them about the possibility of partnering with the school district. And because of some procurement issues, other sorts of rules, it's best for this contract to reside with the city. So very graciously, they entered into contract with Care Solace, and Care Solace is providing a service to all of our students, all of our families, all of our staff, regardless of where they live within Washoe County. So it's not just for the city of Reno. Care Solace is essentially a brokerage firm, for lack of a better term. What they do is they take all the work, they take on all the work for a family in identifying resources, whether those be medical, mental health, and that's really their kind of bailiwick is mental health. They've expanded, and they're now helping to match families who require some basic needs support, and so that's a great thing as well. They are not here today, but we are excited about this partnership. We actually did a soft launch in October. We've had all of our school psychologists, our counselors, our intervention staff, school nurses, a variety of different employment units trained again with Care Solace. And then Andy Casanari with communications has helped us more recently with some press releases and a more formal launch. So Care Solace, another important partner for us, and the city of Reno, very gracious.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to highlight the work and partnership that we have with Rotary Club of Reno. They've been in our community since 1916. I am a former Rotarian myself. The Reno Rotary has done quite a bit with us, partnering with us. They do have an education committee that meets regularly to help identify ways in which they can support education in their community. And in the spring of 2025, Jerry Holland, if you haven't met him, I highly suggest, such an amazing man that advocates always for our children and our youth. And has advocated for funds to help provide support to our students, some of our most vulnerable students in our district. They had a small group that was interested in supporting substance misuse prevention, and so they collaborated with us. They talked to us about what needs might be out there, and decided on providing the counseling department $10,000. The donation went towards training high school teams in the SBIRT, or screening, brief intervention, referral to treatment. Assessment. Those allow us to quickly identify students using alcohol or drugs at risky levels. They offer brief interventions, and they provide us opportunities to provide students resources and additional referrals and resources and support. Additionally, they've partnered with our Children in Transition program. That's our program that serves our students that are homeless in our school district. They've provided things like funding for emergency weekly motel assistance, additional food, supplemental food. They've provided additional clothing for our families, educational backpacks, hygiene products. So we appreciate the work and dedication that the Rotarians and the Rotary Club of Reno provide us.
So again, we just want to say thank you for highlighting or allowing us to highlight some of these partnerships. A strong community is dependent on a strong school system, and our school system can exist the way we do currently exist without these strong partners. So thank you very much for being here, and thank you for everything you do for us every day.
Before you leave, I do want to recognize two distinguished citizens in the gallery and give them an opportunity to talk about briefly the partnership they have with us. Nicole Lambolni is with us with the Food Bank of Northern Nevada, and of course the distinguished Oscar Delgado is with us, former city councilman for City of Reno and Community Health Alliance. Welcome to come up and say a few brief words. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for being here and all your support.
Great. Thank you, Nicole Lambole, President and CEO of the Food Bank of Northern Nevada. Of course, I only get to lead a great organization. It is our team from our child nutrition team working with nutrition services that really deliver in the schools, in the community, the needs that are being met. But each of you as well have contributed in your own way to our work. And we always think that, you know, one more time we won't have to do something. But in November, we knew that we had an unusual situation with lapse in SNAP benefits. And through a quick conversation with the superintendent, you guys were able to, you know, activate your network and get information out to families to let them know that there would be resources through the food bank to meet the needs during this lapse. We work in partnership. Community Health Alliance is one of our great partners, so thank you. But I always say we're fueled by our community to feed our community, and that is very true. So we keep thinking and dreaming of new ways to partner, and every month it seems like there is a new way. So we appreciate all the work that your teams in the schools, in the administration, and you as our elected trustees do to support the community in this way. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lambolni. You are amazing in all that you do. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, President Mayberry and trustees, and of course appreciate the opportunity, Mr. Lamarca and Superintendent Ernst. You know, when I was approached about how we can better partner in a more intimate way with the school district and with our students, it wasn't a matter of how, but it was like when, right? It was when can we make this happen? Really blessed to now lead an organization for now just over 6 years, where we're now serving 35,000 patients throughout Washoe County. And many of those families, many of those kiddos, many of the, from cradle to our seniors, are seeking access that same day. And it's really hard at times, especially in certain demographics, certain neighborhoods. So when the opportunity was to how do we lower absenteeism in Sparks, put our heads around us, it wasn't too difficult as much as just getting people to, during their busy schedules, to show up so we can make it happen, right? And so through that has been pretty wonderful, especially as we're able to serve Agnes Risley, a school that I went to. Very proud alumnus of Agnes Risley to say that those nurses, those principals can call us on that same day. If little Oscar needed to see somebody, we'll make that happen. And by circumstance, if myself or my younger brother or anyone else needed to see somebody, we can make that happen too. And so it was really an opportunity not only to see that individual, but to see the entire home. And so, of course, our goal, like all of yours, is to make sure that we have healthy community that can prosper and achieve their dreams and everything else. But we see opportunities in the future that we're really excited about, whether that's in the immediate Title I schools or those neighborhoods, but also partnering more with our nurses, with your nurses. The opportunities to continue providing vaccines throughout our community to get kids ready before school starts. And even a fortunate opportunity was one of the schools had a small chickenpox outbreak. And they called us that same day and said, hey, can we receive services? And we were able to do that. And again, through that partnership, through that real direct opportunity and call, and that we were able to serve not only the kiddos, but also the staff. And so just imagining outside of the box and being able to provide services under one roof is something we pride ourselves on. And if you haven't visited us or had taken a tour, please come and do that. And to put on your calendar already, May 13th will be our groundbreaking for our Neal Road site, our huge expansion that will be able to serve more throughout that community on Neal Road. And really, really excited about that project. Thank you for the opportunity, President.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. I'd love to have any comments. I'll entertain any comments, questions from the board before we move on. I see Clerk Hall's light is on.
Thank you. I have a question. I think the majority of these organizations probably will not have opportunities, but I know that the Food Bank of Northern Nevada does have opportunities. Many of our schools have added a community service requirement for students. maybe not a requirement, it's a requirement, but it's a really great opportunity for our students to serve our community in new ways. And so if Nicole, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about what opportunities are available at the food bank for our students to help serve the community that is also serving them. So if you could share a little bit about volunteer opportunities,
Yes.
that would be great.
Volunteers are one of the heart of the work we do. They come from all organizations, individuals, families. We do all ages. Volunteer events we don't have one scheduled right now until October, but perhaps this is a way we can do a back to school all ages volunteer event. But I think there's many opportunities. We do volunteer activities 5 days a week, but we also need support within the schools, and we can talk with our team about what that might look like for individual students, for schools' needs, and our programs that operate around, the schools where we are operating. So I'd love to get creative and think about how can we give students the opportunity to be part of feeding our community.
Yes, and if just a plug, if you have not gone out on a weekend to work at the food bank for a day, it is one of the most rewarding things that you can do. So I'll just throw it out there that it's a great family opportunity. My daughter and I went one time, and it was incredible, and I'm going to say right now that I need to be better about getting out there at least once a month. So thank you for that great reminder, and hopefully for any students who might be listening for their social studies government class, it's a great opportunity to get your community service hours. Just saying.
Trustee Westlake.
Thank you, President Mayberry. I just wanted to say thank you to all of the agencies, Care Solace, the Food Bank, Rotary, Community Health Alliance. We've got in a lot of our schools the Family Resource Centers. We in this community are truly, truly blessed by people having the vision and Mike Kazmersky, the vision and the fortitude to move the needle for our families and our children. And I am, for one, extremely appreciative that we as a community, we get it done. And so thank you for everything. Thank you very much.
And looks like we have a light on of our student trustee, Peyton.
Hi, I just wanted to say that I'm also very thankful for the food bank. Reno personally works with the food bank during Thanksgiving time, and I'm just grateful that we can help.
Thank you, Peyton. Trustee Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President. So great lineup of community partners. I'll start with the Community Health Alliance. So access to health care is something that means a lot to me. Earlier today, my colleagues will verify that I was actually talking about a situation that I'm dealing with right now. And so to have appointments that are held for our families, being able to speak in multiple languages, there is so much privilege that many of us hold in our ability to call a doctor's office in the middle of the day, be able to maybe speak with the receptionist that speaks the language that we're most comfortable with. So the fact that you're helping to do this for our families is incredibly important, and so I really appreciate that. And then also for our food bank partner, Ms. Lamboli, I was wondering, I'm a huge proponent of school lunch and feeding kids. Can you talk a little bit about the Kids Cafe and how you help feed our children when they're not necessarily in the school day? Thank you.
Nicole Lamboli, CEO, Food Bank of Northern Nevada. Kids Cafe is our after-school program that is offered in a variety of schools, and it allows parents to send their kid to keep their school. It's connected with an after-school program where they get a meal that they can eat before going home. There's definitely a lot more opportunity to increase the number of parents who are accessing those meals, but that's during the school year. During breaks and in the summer, we transition to what we call the break or summer feeding program. And so we also offer those meals. They are a program of the USDA, so there are certain regulations that we must follow. But those are really great opportunities to encourage parents and family members who need to feed their children after school or during breaks. We make that available, and we appreciate all that the school district does to encourage families to utilize those programs. So we will be ramping those up. We are continuously looking at ways to reach more families, more students, to make sure that kids have the meals when they need them. But we also really encourage people to marry that with access of the school pantries. The school pantry program evolved because we know if a child is hungry, there's food insecurity in the house. And at the time, through the backpack program, we were only serving the child. So this is a way to provide more dignity to those families, to seek the food that is best for their household. And so we really want to share with families. If you are in need of food, there are many, many resources. Our team at the food bank can help connect you to all the resources that may be available to you, from community pantries to pantries at Community Health Alliance if you're there for a medical visit, school pantries, after-school kids cafe program, the summer feeding programs during the holidays and breaks, as well as our mobile harvest programs.
Thank you so much. So something that Trustee Nicolette and I often say the same is that you can't fill a mind on an empty stomach. And I really, really appreciate that. And Superintendent Ernst, is this also something that families can talk about with their school counselor or a social worker at the school site as well, too, if they have questions?
Thank you, Trustee Smith. Absolutely. And I'm just going to kind of jump in since I got a nice little handoff there. What I will say is, as a former principal and someone who's worked with families to access these services, you can see the impact that it has on our families, our kids. It just means a great deal, and we're very appreciative of the partnerships. I did want to say, really on behalf of Washoe County School District, our students, our families, thank you very much. Thanks for coming today. Thank you for your partnership. And I also wanted to just take a moment to thank Dr. LaMarca and Ms. Murillo, who've been building these bridges and building these community partners for years and years, and always finding a way to make things happen for our students and our families. And it's those kind of things that make the community special and make us strong. So just wanted to offer a thank you all the way around. So thank you, Trustee Smith.
Great. Well, I think that's the last word. Thank you, Superintendent Ernst. Thank you both for coming. Appreciate you very much. Have a great afternoon. Okay, trustees, thank you for that. We'll move back now to the beginning of the presentation items for discussion, action. This is item 3.01, discussion and possible action to appoint a trustee as the legislative representative pursuant to Board Policy 90555G from among the following trustees: Christine Hall, Adam Mayberry, Diane Nicolette, James J.J. Phoenix, Elizabeth Beth Smith, Colleen Westlake, and Alex Woodley. This is an item for possible action. So what we'll do is very similar to what we did last meeting when we had officer votes. We'll open the floor to nominations, and once all the nominations have been received, we'll close the nominations if they accept them, and then we'll make a motion and we'll vote. So, anybody? Trustee Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
a point of clarification: this is for a one-year term.
It is for a one-year term. The policy, we had reviewed it. It's my understanding. It actually, the policy states that the one-year position is 1 year, and it should be voted on by the board in January, every
Perfect.
January.
Very
Yeah.
good. Well, then I would like to nominate Clerk Christine Hall
Okay.
for this role.
Okay. Clerk Christine Hall,
second.
do you accept this role?
Oh, yes, I would love to accept it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we.
Honored to.
Okay. Any other nominations? Let's just. Okay. Seeing no nominations, we'll close the nominations. And we're going to take public comment on this item.
Pablo Nava Duran.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Hello guys, my name is Paul Naduan. So glad to see you back, and maybe the awesome board president. So here we go. I wish Ms. Smith should select it as a legislative oversight, but I changed my mind. Christine Hall should be a legislative oversight because she have a knowledge of history. As a U.S. history teacher or world history teacher or government teacher, if I recall, and also other freedom people. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir. See no more public comments. Any further discussion? Well, I guess we need a motion first. We're going to have a motion from, looks like we have a motion from Trustee Smith.
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to
Yes.
make a motion.
Please.
I move that the Board of Trustees selects Clerk Christine Hull as the legislative representative for 2026.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor from Trustee Smith, a second by Trustee Westlake to make Christine Hull the legislative representative for 2026. See no further discussion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Clerk Hull. All right. Okay, item 3.02 is discussion and possible action to adopt the Washoe County School District Board Resolution 26-001, resolution concerning the financing of school improvements, directing the Chief Financial Officer to notify the Oversight Panel for School Facilities and Debt Management Commission to the district's proposal to issue general obligation bonds in one series or more in aggregate principal amount not to exceed $500 million, providing certain details in connection therewith and providing the effective date. This is item for possible action, and presenting is Mark Mathers, our Chief Financial Officer, along with Kyle Rodriguez, who's the Director of Financial Operations. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President and trustees. I'll take, I think, item 3.02, and Kyle will take item 3.03. They're very similar, but they need to be separate actions by the board. So item 3.02, as you noted, would begin the process to for this district to consider issuance of $500 million, a large amount for sure, of new rollover bonds. For those that may be new or don't remember how rollover bond became a term here in Nevada, rollover refers to the fact that district's authorization to issue these bonds has rolled over a number of times. We get a 10-year period to issue debt, so that's the explanation in case you were wondering. In Washoe, we do have a school district property tax rate. It is 38.85 cents per $100 of assessed valuation out of the $3.66 property tax rate. So we get, roughly 10% of all property taxes to pay debt service on our bonds, which is wonderful. So as noted, this really is part of our capital planning process. We have to go to the County Debt Management Commission whenever we want to issue a tranche of new debt. Just a correction in the staff report, we actually have $8 million of remaining rollover bond authorization, not zero, but $8 million doesn't get you very far. So we've nearly run out of our current authorization from the Debt Management Commission, so we'll need to go back to them for reauthorization of this new amount. What that'll go for are all of the FMP projects that you've kind of become familiar with and that will be programmed into our capital improvement program. And along with the WC1 debt that Kyle will present on. So It is important that we have the ability to issue debt rather than wait for cash to accumulate to pay for the significant expenses associated with the rebuilding of new schools or just the modernization of schools. Just a note, we recognize again $500 million is a significant sum. Attachment B in your package provides a comparison of projected revenues, property tax revenues against projected debt service, and you can see even when we kind of stop forecasting growth, we have plenty of room to afford this debt, and that's really what the Debt Management Commission will focus on. Really, there are two main drivers of why we can afford to do this, just real quickly. First, property tax revenues are growing at a good clip, 5 to 7.5% a year based on all the development going on in Washoe County. And then secondly, we have a number of rollover bonds that were issued 20 years ago or so that are maturing or rolling off. And so we're just kind of recycling that debt authority. As they roll off, we can issue more debt. So in essence, again, this begins the process to issue bonds. We'll do them in multiple series over the next 2 to 3 years to, again, afford the FMP projects that have been programmed in the current CIP and that you'll see in the new CIP here in a couple months. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions, trustees? For public comment?
The board received emails from Brian Thornton, Julia Hubbard, and Robin Palmer related to this item.
Okay, thank you. Okay, trustees, I'll entertain a motion. Trustee Phoenix?
Yes. Yes. I move that the Board of Trustees adopts Washoe County School District Board Resolution 26-001, a resolution concerning the financing of school improvements, directing the Chief Financial Officer to notify the Oversight Panel for School Facilities and Debt Management Commission of the district proposal to issue general obligation bonds in one series or more in an aggregated principal amount not to exceed $500 million, providing certain details and connections therewith, and providing the effective date.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor to approve item 3.02 from Trustee Phoenix, second by Trustee Nicolette. Any further comments, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Gentlemen, stay there as we go to transition to item 3.03. And this item is focused more on the WC1 funding, I believe, right? So, okay, and with us, Mr. Rodriguez. Thank you.
Thank you. Kyle Rodriguez for the record. So this agenda item mirrors the previous one, except we are discussing WC1 bonds. So today we are seeking approval to start the authorization process to issue $175 million of WC1 bonds. WC1 is funded by the 2016 legislation or ballot that increased the sales tax by 0.54%. And these are general obligation bonds, so we also pledge our property tax revenue as backstop funding. We currently have $27 million in available authorization for WC1. However, when you look at the CIP and future FMP projects, we need to go back out and issue new debt. Just like the rollover bonds, we have to go into the DMC and seek approval for any new authorization. Informally, we strive to keep 25% of revenues over debt service with taking a conservative 2% increase to sales tax growth. We will maintain the 25% cushion that we strive to keep. This is a 9-month process to issue new WC1 debt. So with that, with approval tonight, we will start and we will go to the DMC, and then we will come back to this board when it is time to issue the debt. And with that, I will answer any questions.
Any questions, colleagues? JJ, any public comments on this?
Have no public comment
Okay,
for
thank
this.
you. We'll bring this back to the board for any further deliberation or discussion. I'll certainly entertain a motion. Trustee Westlake.
Thank you, President Mayberry.
Thank you.
I move that the Board of Trustees adopts Washoe County School District Board Resolution 26-002, a resolution to notify the Debt Management Commission regarding the proposed issuance of up to $175 million in general obligation bonds, and authorizes officers of the district to take other actions necessary to complete the issuance and related matters.
Second.
Okay. We'll take it. So we have a motion on the floor by Trustee Westlake to approve item 3.03, second by Trustee Nicolette. There's no further discussion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you. Go spend some money. Item on the schools. All right, 3.04 is a presentation regarding progress of internships and work-based learning in the Washoe County School District and plans for continued expansion and proclamation honoring career and technical education. So with us is presenter Dr. Josh Hartog is with us, Director of Signature Academies. Following Dr. Hartog's presentation, we'll have Trustee Westlake will read a presentation, will read a proclamation on honoring Career and Technical Education Month, and then we'll pause for a brief photo. So, good afternoon, Doctor.
Thank you, sir. Greetings to the board, Superintendent Ernst, and congratulations to President Mayberry.
Thank you.
Happy almost CTE month to everyone. Thank you. Josh Hartzog here for the record, Director of Career and Technical Education, and tonight I am here to provide you all with an update on work-based learning, specifically internships, which have grown from 14 students annually to over 170 in just 2 years. So as we start, I want to zoom out a bit and provide you all with some context. Firstly, when we talk about work-based learning, we're talking about a space of education that is officially recognized and regulated by the Nevada Department of Education. As you can see from this slide, work-based learning is actually a continuum of experiences that ideally starts around grade 4, around career exploration, things like industry tours and career fairs, and extends all the way to career preparation in middle school, and finally to career training experiences like internships in high school. And that is the band that we are here to talk about tonight. Now, we offer internships primarily to 11th and 12th graders attending our high schools full time. That's the eligibility criteria. The entire program is rooted in Nevada Revised Statute and Administrative Code, and we last renewed our authorization to NDE to be able to run our work-based learning program in December of 2023. Work-based learning experiences in our district are officially open to all, but at the state level, they are managed and administered via the Nevada Office of Career Readiness, Adult Learning, and Education Options, or CRALEO, which oversees CTE programs in all of our school districts. I am happy to say that since last year, we've had a full-time work-based learning coordinator devoted to providing district-level management of our work-based learning program. Her name is Crystal Edwards, and she's seated behind me in the audience. She was brought on last year as part of our district's strategic plan investments, and the bulk of the growth and the data I'm here to talk to you about tonight will cover the window from which she was first brought onto our team in summer of 2024 to present. So before I share our growth numbers, I want to set the scene a bit for what all is required to support a student working in an internship. As the Nevada Department of Education defines it, an internship is a work-based learning experience that places students in real workplace environments to develop career-related skills. And what we're really pushing out of our CTE department are internships that bear academic credit. And that's an important distinction because it is possible to participate in an internship of 15 hours or more at a job site as attached to another course. But for our purposes tonight, we're talking about those credit-bearing experiences. And there's a couple of different reasons why it's important to make that distinction. Firstly, there are different ways to structure those 60 hours that we are looking for, but ideally we're looking for a mix of on-site work and workplace exposure coupled with an element of instruction that directly teaches students those professional skills we want them to exercise. So for example, in our engineering internship depicted at left on the slide, Students were exposed to various engineering firms around the district while at the same time given the opportunity to actually solve a series of engineering problems posed by those professionals. And then in our Renown Health experience, which is depicted at right, students spend time weekly at the Renown Health campus learning about various departments, while at the same time being asked to formally reflect on the workplace readiness skills they would need in those environments to be successful before creating a culminating presentation at the end which pulls it all together. So we're constantly refining and fine-tuning these learning experiences for our students, but what we want to avoid is a student simply showing up at a work site without the next step of skill development and reflection. And the importance of having them being academic credit-bearing experiences is that we really want that word internship to show up on a student's academic record. We want it to be on their transcript. So ideally when they go to apply for a job, and especially when they go to apply to a college, a 2-year or a 4-year or some kind of certification program, we want that clearly to be stated on their transcripts. As you can see from the bullets, there is a significant amount of infrastructure entailed behind each internship experience. We're talking about student learning plans, parent permission and liability forms, formal vetting of job sites, legal contracts between our school district and employer hosts, which spell out liabilities and responsibilities, all required by NRS to protect all parties involved, first and foremost our students, but also our employer hosts and the district as a whole. So the takeaway here on this slide is this. When we talk about supporting student interns and scaling this work across our school sites, these are the pieces that have to be in place. It is not a small undertaking, but it's what ensures quality and safety for everyone involved, and Crystal Edwards is at the forefront of that work. Now, getting to the heart of it, our vision and objectives for work-based learning are fairly multifaceted, and they speak to a couple of different mission sets that we have between the Department of Education and our own school district strategic plan. Firstly, it is our vision that by school year 2029-2030, every high school student in WCSD will have access and opportunity to engage in an internship at their home high school. That is purely our own internal vision as a department. Pointing to that vision, it is then our first objective that by school year 2027-28, roughly a quarter of every student who advances to an upper level course in our CTE programs will likewise complete an internship. That objective has been set by the CTE arm of the Department of Education in its own 5-year strategic plan. And then moreover, it is our objective within the department that the number of our student interns increase by 100% versus last year, and then another 50% by the end of next year. It's also our stretch goal that by the year 2027-28, every student who enters the Academy of Arts, Careers, and Technology, as well as Debbie Smith CTE Academy, our 2 career academies, that every student who exits those 2 schools will be on a path to completing at least 1 internship before they graduate. As you can probably guess, as I list off what are essentially 5 different visionary goals and metrics, these are by and large aspirational in nature. We know that we will have some misses or near misses on some of these measures, but really we want their scope and ambition to drive us such that we are building enough systems while at the same time trying to reduce enough barriers and friction to get even close to these, which I'll elaborate on more as we move forward. So where are we in this journey? On the slide, you'll see our progress to date. In school year 2023-24, we had just 14 students complete an internship for academic credit. And there were a couple of reasons for that, which I won't belabor unless you want to go further into it. But let's just say that that was a rebuilding year, as we spent a large portion of it getting revised guidance and reapplying for permission to run work-based learning from the Department of Education. Then in the next year, you'll notice that we had an 8-fold increase in the number of students completing an internship the following year. This was due largely to Crystal being brought on as our work-based learning coordinator, and very quickly after she joined our team, she ran headlong into the process of further revising and clarifying our processes and protocols and directly supporting internships for our students with long-standing employer partners including Renown Health, Cathexis Architects, and our very own school district police department. I would also highlight that Crystal has been pivotal in liaising with a lot of the good work and engagement that's already taking place at our school sites with pockets of our teachers and counselors. In particular, I would lift up Incline High School, Galena and Reno High School, last year as schools which were largely doing this work already, but were able to be supported by Crystal, helping bring them on board into further alignment with our processes. Jumping back to our school police internship program, I would lift up Officers Gomez and Lorenzen in particular as just rock star champions of work-based learning for our students. They actually run a year-long course. It's split into 2 semesters. A student can pick up a full academic credit for our students. They've been great de facto employer hosts working with Crystal in her supportive role, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned them and the great work that they are doing. And then this year we project yet more growth, moving from 112 students completing an internship to over 170 this year. Incline High School continues to be a pocket of excellence with their Personalized Learning Academy, which is getting students access to a range of individual internships in and around the Incline community. While down here in the Valley, Crystal has been continuously working to recruit more employer hosts, including the City of Reno, KUNR, working now in concert with their School of Journalism, PBS Reno, Girls on the Run, and the Abbey Agency, to name a few. And then a special highlight I also want to include is that through our community contacts on which we rely heavily, Crystal was able to coordinate between no less than 5 of our local engineering firms with which our district already contracts, and their amazing staff, so that students were able to gain exposure to the full breadth of the engineering umbrella, including electrical, mechanical, and civil engineering, as well as architecture. I want to highlight these firms in particular: Ainsworth Associates, CFBR Structural Group, JUB Engineers, PK Electrical, and Van Wart Bogoti, because these are firms with which our district already does business, and their staff have been fantastic in giving back to our students. So when we talk about grow your own when it comes to internships, just know that we're making our way to implementing more of this model in other fields and industries as well. Lastly, we project that in order to meet all of our aspirations and goals by school year 2029-30, there will need to be about 600 students completing an internship each year. Just over half of that number would be coming from AACT and W. Smith, with the other half coming from both our traditional as well as our non-traditional high schools and district-sponsored charters. A lot of processes to be implemented and worked through between now and that vision we have for the future. So looking to the future, and when we talk of processes, what does that road look like moving forward? I've organized our thinking here by the 4 C's of what many of you will recognize as those 21st century learning skills. So in terms of communication, we will continue to promote our website at washoeschools.net/internships as the primary portal for anyone interested in internships with the Washoe County School District. Whether you are a parent, student, employer host, or school site, our goal is that you can find all of the information and resources you need at that one hub. We will also continue working with our communications department to highlight our employer hosts as well as our students, and to promote internship opportunities to 100% of our high schoolers in grades 10 through 12. We've been making progress, and I can go into further detail about what all we are doing in this regard, but we're not yet at a point where I can guarantee that every student in our district is hearing about these opportunities. As for collaboration, we will continue engaging with other districts across the nation and in Nevada to harvest ideas, as well as local workforce development partners EDON, the Economic Development Authority of Western Nevada, our local chamber, Nevada Works, and Nevada's Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation, or DETR. With respect to creativity, I want to underline this piece because this is critical to our strategy. As we look for ways to maximize our staffing resources, we need to pilot creative approaches with our schools to see how internships can be supported at the school level. Currently, many of the 170 plus internships that we project this year are being supported through Crystal and our office. We want to work with our schools so that they can support these directly at their sites, with Crystal working in a training and oversight capacity. As I've said, Incline has been on the vanguard of this work. Debbie Smith is moving heavily into this space next year, and ideally we want to reach a point where we have tested and refined our model so that we can provide interested principals with a clear playbook of here's what works, here's what other schools are doing in this space. Again, with Crystal serving a pivotal role between expanding the number of our CTE students especially, engaging in work-based learning, while supporting school-based capacity so that all students are able to take advantage of these opportunities. And then lastly, when it comes to critical thinking, there are vendor-based solutions that can help us lighten some of the logistical burden, and we're evaluating some of those platforms as well. So yes, to sum up, we have set some ambitious goals. 600 students a year by 2030, but the real work is in what I just outlined for you all. Getting our processes continuously refined, building models that schools can actually manage relative to their resources, and reducing barriers and friction points where we can. And with that, that is what I have for you this evening. These photos here show our student interns in the Renown internship visiting Care Flight, and our interns with the Washoe County School District Police Explorers program. And then the next slide is all of our students who completed our inaugural engineering experience internship. And with that, I'm happy to take any of your questions and comments. Thank you.
Outstanding. I'm sure they'll have a few lights that'll shine. Peyton, love to hear from you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President Barry. I just wanted to say, on behalf of the students, the CTE program is such a great opportunity, and it helps students learn about more what they want to do in the future, and it helps students enjoy school more. So I just want to say thank you.
On behalf of all of our teachers and our counselors and our administrators, thank you. That means a lot. Thank you for that feedback.
Well, I don't think you can get a better compliment than that. I think I should just adjourn the meeting. Let's just end it now. Right? That's great. Wonderful. Yeah, you are an inspiration, by the way. You've just been so dedicated to the CTE programs and all that you and your team do, and I can't thank you enough. Are some of these internships, and you may have said this and I apologize, are any of them paid?
Not currently, they're not. So it is possible to do a paid internship. Currently, all of our internships are unpaid.
Yeah.
It is possible, and what we're telling students, especially who are enrolled in a CTE program, is that if they can provide proof of 60 hours of their work, of their pay stubs, and then there's some paperwork on the back end, they can get what's called CTE work experience, which is essentially the same function. But ultimately, it is possible to have a paid internship as well.
Thank you, sir. Any comments from the trustees before we read the proclamation honoring CTE month? Yes, Trustee Phoenix, and then we'll go to Trustee Westlake.
So I have one. Thanks for that detailed brief. I like it from A to B. You got it all dialed in. And then to your help back there, making things turn around as it started to develop. And really pointing now you have the COVID year, just kind of regrouping and kind of getting back into it in that good projection where we're going. And the connection to local employers is critical. So, reaching out to our partners there, kind of build Nevada, homegrown Nevada, be local Nevada. That type of thing is very, important to me, growing up here, like a lot of the rest of us here. My question to you is of these industrial partners, or these people that we're partnering with, where are we most engaged with? Like, where are the students looking at? What do they want? What's going there? And I'll leave it with that, sir.
Thank you, sir. That's a great question. So I can tell you that one of our highest demand areas is the medical field. Again, highlighting Renown Health. They've been one of our longest enduring partners, and we're now at the point where we have 50 student interns at the Renown Health campus. So just continue, and it's very popular. It fills very well. So just continuously trying to work with other partners in this field, other hospitals and medical agencies to expand that access. And then another area that we're pivoting to trying to get more access is the construction industry and the skilled trades, which can be somewhat tricky with having underage students at a work site. So Crystal is currently in the incubation phase of working with various partners, much like what we're doing with engineering, to expand growth in that space. But I would lift up medical and construction offhand.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Mayberry. I don't really have a question, Dr. Hartzog, but I do want to say I am a huge supporter of CTE, and I get so excited when we're talking about interns. It's hard for me to even stay in my seat because I know that this is the way to care and support our kids, and also it's the ground floor starting relationships with the community, with employers, for our kids to get their foot in the door. I mean, it's all about networking and being able to get out there and try things out, introducing themselves. It is single-handedly, this relationship is extremely, extremely important. So important that pretty much every company, business owner, organization that I talk to, it comes up in the conversation. And it's usually a question. It's, Are you interested in having interns? Would you like to have our Washoe County School District students as an intern? We have an amazing program. I'll hook you up with Josh Hartzog, and it will be a rewarding experience, and you'll be helping kids out. So I'm hoping a lot of people, there's not that many people out there, but that are watching, if you don't ask, you certainly can't get a yes. You might get a no, but you're for certain you are not going to get a yes for them saying, I would like to hear more about this. I want more information. So ask. The worst thing they can do is say that wouldn't be a good fit. And the electrical guys, they're interested at the work career day. I probably spent 25 minutes in their booth talking to the electrical guys, and they're on board. They are very interested. So thank you for what you do. This is really important for our kids.
Thank you, Trustee Westlake. That means a lot. And again, so we have a core of roughly 100 CTE teachers. So pointing back to them and all the great work that they're doing, and our counselors and our administrators, our school sites, thank you. And when each of you are out in the community, washoeschools.net/internships, that's where they can go and find all the information they need. And thankfully, we have Crystal, who is our first contact, our boots on the ground, to sustain those partnerships. So thank you very much.
You've been referencing Crystal. Is she in the room? You want to?
She is. Yeah, Crystal. Yeah.
Okay.
She actually, and she also has gifts. I forgot to bring them up. She has window clings for you all that we're giving to our employer host partners. Okay. So just yet another way, just building that bridge and that tradition between our district and our employer hosts. So we'll have those passed out.
If there aren't any more comments from the trustees, we're going to conclude with the Superintendent Ernst, and then we will read the proclamation.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dr. Hartzog, Ms. Edwards, thank you for the presentation. Thank you for what you're doing for our students. Thank you for what you're doing for our community. Keep up the outstanding work. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
With that, would you give us the honor, Trustee Westlake, of reading the proclamation honoring CTE Month? And then we'll pause for a picture.
Thank you, President Mayberry. And this is an honor. This is a true honor to read this. Whereas February 1st through the 28th, 2026 has been designated as Career and Technical Education Month by the Association for Career and Technical Education. And whereas the Washoe County School District is committed to expanding access to high-quality career and technical education, CTE programs, transitioning to a CTE for all model that ensures all high school students have opportunities for engaging, career-focused coursework. And whereas CTE programs in the Washoe County School District, including those at Academy of Arts, Careers and Technology, AACT High School, Debbie Smith CTE Academy High School, and our traditional high schools prepare students for high skill, high wage, and high demand careers in fields such as healthcare, technology, engineering, and manufacturing. And whereas these programs integrate academic, employability, and technical skills, allowing students to earn industry-recognized credentials and participate in work-based learning, bridging the gap between high school and college or career. And whereas the Washoe County School District CTE programs are supported by partnerships with local industry leaders to ensure curriculum remains relevant to the needs of the Nevada workforce. And whereas for the 2025-26 school year, Washoe County School District is strengthening its commitment to offering comprehensive CTE pathways in every high school to improve student engagement, motivation, and future success. Now, therefore, on behalf of Joe Ernst, Superintendent of the Washoe County School District, I hereby proclaim February 2026 as Career and Technical Education Month in the Washoe County School District and urge all staff, students, parents, and community members to recognize the vital role CTE plays in fostering a productive, skilled workforce for the future.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Westlake, for reading that proclamation, and thank you to the CTE team. We are moving on now. We're on final approach. I love aviation terms. Perfect, thank you. Okay. Take a couple. We are now on item 4. These are reports. 4.01 is our student representative report. Peyton Ware, we're just delighted to have you today, and this is an opportunity for you to provide any updates to the school board.
Thank you for having me. At our last meeting, we met with some district designers and engineers to talk about how they are taking down some older schools that aren't working in our community anymore and rebuilding some old ones, and they just wanted our opinions on it. And then we also shared our ideas about our concerns with the concerns with the gates, because a lot of students still have mixed feelings about the gates. And we also talked about how we don't quite think, what is it called? Sorry, I forgot what it's called. The new sign-in way where we have to type in our student ID. A lot of students think that also that doesn't work, and we're trying to come up with a new idea for that. Thank you.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. 4.02 is our board reports. We'll start with Trustee Smith, and honestly, when you're done, colleagues, just you don't need to wait for me to acknowledge you. We'll just go through this. So, Trustee Smith, you have the floor.
Thank you, President Mayberry. I'll wait for, okay, thank you, JJ, for that. So before I get to this picture here, I want to share that I had a really great visit at the Newton Learning Center. I thought that that was a really impressive operation that they have there, and I was a big fan of their individualized services, so I appreciate that. I also want to publicly congratulate Lucy Dugan from Trainer Middle School. She was recently named one of the 20 under 40 for the community, and just so incredibly WCSD proud of her. So the first picture that we have right up here, which was the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Gala, hosted by the Northern Nevada Black Cultural Awareness Society. It was a truly special night. It's one of the only times where this many trustees get together at one event. And a special recognition to 3 of our students who were honored by the essay contest. Evelyn from Huntsberger Elementary. She won in the 3rd through 5th grade category. You see her with Trustee Phoenix and I right there. And then Marshall from the Mount Rose K-8 school in the middle school category. And then Alea from the Damani Ranch high school category. It was a really incredible night. And this organization is also headed up from former board president Dr. Angie Taylor. I had a great visit to Melton Elementary School. They had invited me to come, and that was really nice to be there. I had never been to that school, so that was new for me. The second photo we have here, so we just heard from Chief Hartzog and then also visited with Principal Maddock. This is a photo from AACT. Last week, and this is a long one, Nevada State Fire Marshal, Sparks City Councilman, and former WCSD trustee Joe Rodriguez with his state law enforcement team. We visited the Fire Sciences program, and it was really an incredible visit. These students, these educators are just doing such a great job. The picture that you see right here is Miss Emma. She's actually in AACT's media program, and she found out that day that she was chosen as the Nevada State winner for that defensible space graphic you see. And that's actually going to be shared all around the state. So we're incredibly proud of her, and that's a beautiful print. We all got to take one of those home. I also participated in some NASB training with Trustee Nicolette on conflict management, which was a really, really great program. And then the third photo that I have here is Huffacre Elementary School. Their K1 team had sent me this portrait that I got last time, and I just loved it so much. People send all these wonderful gifts, and so I just wanted to thank them publicly for this. It was incredibly touching. And speaking of incredibly touching, I'm really honored by the very moving words that everyone shared about me in the last meeting, so I wanted to just say thank you.
I will add to the Young Professionals Network event 20 under 40 that Selena LaRue Hatch from North Valleys High School was also a finalist. And it was a lovely event. Everyone was just so gracious and proud, and a room filled with wonderful people. I also want to share some fun student events. First off, Swope and Hers middle schools. That would be Tammy at Swope and Molly at Hers. February 22nd, we'll be taking their V5 robotics team to the Nevada State competition in Las Vegas. They are dynamite, and we have so many wonderful technology teachers, and Tammy and Molly are 2 top-notch. Also, I attended Lieutenant Colonel Scott Caldwell of the Silver State Brigade. He is playing an integral role in sponsoring and working, I don't know how many hours and how many people he has helping him, the robotics program, where they are using drones. And they use these tiny little drones that each unit costs about $400, and to watch these kids maneuver them and the skills and the coaches, it's just a fun event, and there's going to be many more. So go online and you can find this information out. You just simply have to even go on to DRI, AJ Long, Director of Nevada Robotics Program at DRI. There's all the information you need. The next one will be February 13th and 14th at the GSR, which our JROTC Silver Brigade is hosting, and so make it if you can. And then I guess finally I want to share some of the work that I'm involved in, and that's the Early Childhood Advisory Council. We are currently working on our strategic plan for Nevada. And then I attended the National School Board Association legislative prep sessions so that I can hone my almost void skills as a politician. And so I'm ready to go to the Hill next week. I'm very much looking forward to the time that I get to spend to meet our current staffers and congressional leaders. Very much looking forward to that. And when I come back, I will update you with what I learned, and maybe, hopefully, I can share some what's going on and maybe what to expect. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Nicolette. Trustee Nicolette kind of took my thunder, but we can just show a quick video here. Just to piggyback on what she was talking about, this is a drone competition that Trustee Nicolette was talking about, and they're in their third season of co-hosting a drone competition. There's no sound here, but just take a look and you can see sort of the ballet that these pilots, these drone pilots, have to fly through. They fly between, pipes, sort of simulating as railroads. They have to land on platforms. You can see a platform there. It's really about precision, flying through the tunnels, the loops that you see. So it's pretty neat stuff, and it's as Trustee Nicolette pointed out, Scott Caldwell has just done a remarkable job with the RTC program, and as a result of the new aviation program at AACT, it has been expanded. And so something that really, if you have an opportunity to, again, Trustee Nicolette took my thunder, thank you very much. That's all right. Really neat opportunity, and there's several competitions coming up. January 31st at Worcester High, February 7th at DeMonte High. I think you talked about the Grand Sierra, February 13th and 14th. Another date, February 21st. Actually, that one's in Elko. March 7th at the Boys and Girls Club on 9th Street in Reno. But really cool stuff. Really proud of what we're doing with drones and how that's sort of being tied in with flight and aviation. As you know, drones are really the future in robotics and all that we do. So thank you for allowing me to piggyback on that. And the other thing I'll say is I had an opportunity to attend the Honor Jazz concert, and felt like I left Nevada, went to New Orleans for the evening. Little trombone, little bass, little sax. It was pretty nice. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. I had the opportunity to be at Incline on Friday, and they were having their finals. So if you don't know, Incline is on a very different schedule than the rest of the district. And so this was their advisory final. Every student did a presentation on their learning for the year, whether it was career, college, et cetera. It was great. So the freshmen presented to the juniors, and the juniors presented to the freshmen, as well as the community, and then the sophomores and seniors switched, which was really cool to see. So both gyms were completely full of the entire school at the same time. So that was just so cool to see. And then I just wanted to share that next week is National News Literacy Week. And I know we just celebrated that CTE month is starting, but this is really important, and I am really proud to be a part of Nevada's News Literate Community Initiative, which is supporting efforts to strengthen news and media literacy across our state. And next week, there is a special screening of a documentary from PBS called Fake, Searching for Truth in the Age of Misinformation. And if you're not able to go to it, I believe it will be available on PBS shortly after, which is really, really cool. As a social studies educator, media literacy is incredibly important to me because we look at documents all the time, including primary sources and newspapers and actual news stories. And I think in this time that we are in, it is really incredibly important for us to be emphasizing this with our students and our families. And I'm really grateful for our communications department. They've been involved in this community initiative as well and sharing resources with our families through our family newsletter. So I just wanted to just give a shout out to this really cool documentary that's going to be coming out, and I hope all of our families will take a moment to check it out. So that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you. So attending the Martin Luther King dinner, that was such a wonderful experience, especially as Trustee Smith had said, with quite a few of my colleagues, my fellow trustees. What an amazing human being, and the positive impact that Martin Luther King is still having on young people and on adults. I mean, just to get us to think of the positive messaging and the support, and to see the students winning the essay contest, it's quite moving, and I hope I never miss one of those dinners, because it's very important. It's important to know our history. I also visited one of our charters in Compass, and forgive me, I get director, principal, title confused, so I'm just going to say director/principal Adam Kahn, and to be able to go into the classrooms and see the support that our kids are getting. And a lot of these students are high risk that they are serving, and they come with trauma and special needs, and it's amazing the work that they're doing with these kids. I also visited Snacks, Sierra Nevada Academy Charter School. Thank you. That's a lot. And Director Reagan and Principal Eccles, their model is learning through play. And it's to see these kids actually, you can see the wheels turning and the learning going on, and they don't even realize that they're learning, but it's an important model, and I was really impressed. You can feel the love in that school, and how important those kids are to the teachers there. Some of those teachers have been there, I mean, for 20, 25, 30 years, and now their kids are now teaching there. I mean, it's a really cool environment, so I really appreciated what they have going on there. Thank you.
Alrighty, colleagues and everyone else listening, I also attended a MLK celebration gala hosted by the Northern Nevada Black Cultural Awareness Society. They do that every year, so kudos to Angie Taylor and Andre Berry, who are leaders in the community, doing a great job. These events brought together students, family educators, community leaders to honor King's legacy through civic responsibility, equity, and service. I also want to recognize those students, and I believe they've already been recognized there. They've done a great job. This recognition reflects WCSD's commitment to student voice, academic excellence, and civic engagement, along with the strategic plan pillars on equity and access, family and community engagement, and preparing students to be informed and engaged as citizens. So that was pretty darn good there. The update for Indian education here in Nevada. So I also want to highlight the ongoing Native American education efforts aligned with WCSD's strategic priorities around student engagement, attendance, graduation, data accuracy. The NDE will host a Indian Education Summit March 26 and 27 up at UNR, focused on strengthening collaboration between school district, tribes, and community partners. The Indian Education Advisory Committee has identified their 2026 priorities that include clearer district, tribal MOUs, consistent guidance on Native American fee waiver, improved baseline data collection, and expanded student and family engagement. An updated Indian education plan is forthcoming, emphasizing the improvement of attendance, higher graduation rates, and accurate identification of American Indian students. So there's a lot of, here and there. So they're working on that. In addition, NDE will convene a community of practice on the chronic absenteeism February at the National Advocate through the Hill Week. So they are also, Native America is going to the Hill as well, February 10 through 12, along with U.S. Department of Education tribal consultation. Will help elevate Native students' needs and information, coordinate strategies that support long-term student success. So in short, Native America still has a voice. Native America is still saying, hey, by the way, so we're still up there and running. So just want to put that out there today. Thank you.
Thank you, trustees. Now we'll move to item 4.03. This is the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. So it's a nice opportunity. Each January is School Board Appreciation Month, is observed nationwide to acknowledge the vital role our school board members play in guiding public education and strengthening our local communities. I'm proud to recognize the commitment, the service, and the countless hours our board members dedicate to support our students, staff, and families across the district. Every trustee, each one of you, bring an individual expertise, lived experiences, and perspectives that contribute to productive dialogue, and it strengthens the board's ability to collaborate, problem solve, and make decisions that advance student achievement and organizational success. At the heart of the board's work is the continued focus on supporting students and staff across the district. As a reflection of that dedication, students from Debbie Smith CTE Academy's Marketing and Multimedia program produced a special appreciation video. While their agricultural resources students, they created floral arrangements for our trustees. And lastly, Nutrition Services staff shared their appreciation by making their well-known homemade chocolate chip cookies. And so with that, wanted to just make sure that I took an opportunity to say thank you. We appreciate all of your efforts. We have a video to share, and we also have some special gifts for each of you. So thank you.
Thank you for ensuring our school is a place of opportunity.
Thank you for providing resources that allow our students to thrive.
Thank you to the Board of Trustees for funding the Welding Academy.
Thank you to the Board of Trustees for funding our Engineering Academy.
Thank you for investing in my education.
Thank you for helping me save lives in the future.
Thank you, Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Board of Trustees,
for funding our Nursing Academy.
Thank you for taking care of our school community.
We're grateful for all the time you spend helping our school grow. We appreciate your big decisions that help us every day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all you do.
Well, that's really nice. We appreciate that, and we don't do this for the money, that's for sure. So. Well, thank you all very much on behalf of my colleagues, all of us. We appreciate the support that we get from our support staff and communications and everyone. I know it's an honor to serve. My sentiments are shared amongst all of us. We'll move to the closing item. Item 5.01 is public comment. I understand we do not have any public comments.
I have no comments.
Okay, thank you. So with that, we will move to item 5.02, just to announce our next meeting, which will be February 10th, 2026, 2 o'clock. Look forward to seeing you there. And then 5.03 is adjournment. We are adjourned.